3 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 2 minutes until airtime on the Rice Sports Network. If you encounter any technical issues related to this live show broadcast, please call our trouble hotline at 336-464-1806. Mark, 2 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime on the Rice Sports Network. Stations, we're coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, mark. 1 minute stations, 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Coming up on 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds, stations. Have fun.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network. On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, live from Valencia's Tex-Mex garage. Welcome to the Scott Pera Show. In the next hour, Scott Pera will break down the previous week and look ahead to what's next for the Owls on the hardwood. The Scott Pera Show is sponsored by IBEW Local Union 716, where passion plus skill locks arms with value. Now to lead things off along with the coach, here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Welcome back. Our final edition of the Scott Pera Show here at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage, 3800 Southwest Freeway. All great things have to come to an end as the season is winding down. This is the final one. And you know what they say? The best for last. They have a great show in store tonight. We have assistant coach, the one and the only, pride of Birmingham, pretending like he's not hearing us, the one and only Van Green. Van, can't wait. Also, Coach and I have a little bit of a retrospective segment coming up. We look back at the program growth, the big wins, a lot of the big moments, individual accomplishments. One huge one was accomplished this weekend by Max Fiedler, going over 1,000 career points. Owls fell in games at UAB and at Charlotte. And coming up here Thursday, Rice taking on the FAU Owls, 7 o'clock, and the FIU Panthers at 2. The FAU game is ESPN Plus, and FIU is CUSA TV. I have to call both those on the audio version of those on the Rice Owls Game Day app, the Varsity Network app, and riceowls.com. We're going to get rolling. Coming up next, Coach P here to the high table. This is the Scott Pera Show live from Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. This is Rice basketball from Learfield.
DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites is the preferred hotel for anybody visiting the medical center, the museum district, or Rice University. We offer the largest suites in the medical center, complete with full kitchens, and our full-service restaurant and outdoor pool will make your stay complete. We look forward to having you experience the DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites soon. And if you need a group rate or 10 or more rooms, don't forget to call 713-528-7744. That's 713-528-7744.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great. When your next construction project needs to be on time and on budget, hire the electricians that light up Rice University. Learn more at IBEW716.net.
Houston, we have a cocktail. All Hands Canned Cocktails are made with 6 times distilled craft vodka at a sturdy 10% ABV to ensure you never have to sacrifice the quality of your provisions. Now available in 6 natural flavors, including raspberry lemonade, ruby red grapefruit, cherry limeade, cranberry and vodka soda, and vodka tonic classics. Follow the adventure on Instagram at @DrinkAllHands and try these bar-strength cocktails for yourself at the next game. All Hands, damn fine cocktails. Proud sponsor of Rice Athletics.
Owls fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. So whether you're an athlete or not, the Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit any of our 40-plus Houston area locations or thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rice University Athletics.
You've been listening to the Scott Pera Show. Now let's rejoin JP Heath.
You know, welcome back here at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage serving made-from-scratch recipes, jumbo margaritas, and a weekend brunch featuring penny mimosas. Come by for the best happy hour in town, 11 to 6, Monday through Friday. Coach and I were just talking the break, how great it's been. I just really have enjoyed coming out here each week.
Hard to believe. You know, end of February, 2 more league games to go, only 2 more home games. And, yes, this has been just a great venue to hold this. Really have enjoyed, the shows like I always do. We try and be, fun, creative, and have a good time with it. And that's what we should. And also be informative, right? We've had, the new technology here going on YouTube. That has been a hit. We've had, great, some of the students here turn out consistently to support us, which has been good. Obviously the Keanu show is unique and fun, and we'll have a fun one tonight with Van, and a fun one with you and I kind of going down memory lane a little bit as this, 6 years now. We're getting a little behind us, and it's good to continue to see the growth of the program, and I'm excited about, obviously, what's ahead of us this year, too.
Looking quickly back at this past weekend, I know it was a tough one. Thursday against UAB, Saturday against Charlotte, since that was the more recent one. What are you trying to grow out of that one? And you got close there around the 7-8 minute mark. It was down to a 7-8 point game, was it? And Charlotte just they've been playing so well lately, good at home, and they got that W.
Yeah, I watched the tape of the game, and it's funny, you leave the game immediately sometimes, and you have certain thoughts like, man, how could I have helped the guys more, and where could we have been better, and where do we miss maybe in our preparation? Because as coaches, that's what you do, right? It's your job, to help put them in the best position possible. And I watched the tape and I thought, you know what? We got most of the normal shots that we get in the plays, and we didn't shoot it as well as we normally shoot it. And sometimes you can't overcomplicate things. Sometimes it's a make or miss game. Bryce Williams played a great game, was making his shots, and our best players didn't have their best night, and it makes it hard to win when Quincy and Trav don't shoot well. But I know this. Over time, if we keep getting those guys the right shots, they're going to make their share, and we're going to win our share. And so we're not going to get too off kilter from that, too frustrated, reinvent the wheel. We're going to stay who we are, and we're going to stay with it.
And you started getting the threes later, but how tough is that when they're not falling early? You've had other games, though, on the other side of things where you do pick it up in the second half. How tough is it to have that half in the first half, because every team obviously has those?
Yeah, and you get behind by 11 if you can keep it at 6, then when you make your little run, it's tied and you're not down 6 or 7. So it just, all those little things matter. All the possessions, mean the same going throughout it, and we just didn't play our best. And to beat Charlotte on the road, you're going to have to play very well, and that's the way this league has been all year, and that's why it's so bunched up 4 through 11 or 4 through 10 in the league. But even UTSA, look how they're playing now too. So you never know. There's enough good players and enough good coaches in this league that you better be ready to play every night. And even though our kids were ready and they were excited, they just didn't play their best. And sometimes, you tip your cap and you get ready for the next one.
Other team practices, too, as an old football coach told me. It's always stuck with me. In that game against the 49ers, Max went over 1,000 points. And Tim told me before we hit the red on-air light that and I kind of knew part of this, but it really shocked me and still sinking in that Max, the first guy in school history, 1,000 points, 800 rebounds, and 350 assists. How about that nugget?
He's what a career. And I'm just glad we're not sending him off on Saturday and he's going to come back. So, and then join us again next year to pile on those numbers, But he's going to leave here a very decorated record, holding a lot of records. And it's just great to see his development. And I'm happy to see him get his 1,000th point. We'll talk about that with the team tomorrow. We didn't get a chance to do it after the game because we lost, which is, it just wasn't brought to my attention. It wasn't on my mind. And I know Max, he wanted to celebrate it then. But we'll certainly celebrate it tomorrow with the team, and they'll be excited for him. And hopefully we'll keep adding on to those numbers as well, because I know how much we count on him.
A little more on Max, because I've been doing this a while now. We've been doing this together now a while, but seeing guys in their junior, senior year, and just the way they mature, and like Max's physical body, already a big guy, but getting stronger and even slendering up. I know y'all really, he worked on that himself in the offseason. I know when he was on early on in the season, we talked about some of this, but just as the season's progressed, what a guy to have on your team. And I get comments, everybody else looking at our team like, man, I take him for granted sometimes is what I'm trying to spit out there.
Yeah, and you have to try not to, because you want to enjoy it. And yet next thing you know, they're seniors, and like I said, I'm really glad that Max wants to stay here and continue his education and basketball playing in his 5th year here next year. That's such a big boost for our program for sure. And Travis has told me the same, and Quincy's going to be to determine. He's got a big decision to make, but the best thing is all 3 of those guys will have their Rice degrees. They've all been incredible members and parts of this program. And Max, his growth and maturity, and add the word toughness. People have no idea how hard it's been for him to get ready to play these last 3 games with his ankle, what he did at UTSA 4 games ago. He's playing on one leg or one ankle or whatever, 75% of max, and it's still pretty good. But it's showed some progress today, which I was happy about. Hopefully he'll be closer to 100% on Thursday. I'm hoping, and I know Jeff is continuing to work with him on that.
Speaking of Senior Day, UAB had theirs on Thursday, and that was very impressive on their end, the way they came out, just trying to build on that one going to Saturday. I know it didn't get to win Saturday, but just what after that Thursday game, what do you think?
I want to see all those UAB guys leave.
Yes.
That's what I want to see.
And most of them are.
They are, right?
I said it on air. I was like, I can't wait till Jelly Walker. I said it on the record.
He live, he's something, right? You can't prepare for his speed. He is, and I coached in the Pac-10 for 6 years, and he's as fast as anybody I can ever remember coaching against. And I coached against Nick Collison and Russell Westbrook and Aaron Brooks at Oregon. And I'm not saying he was faster or better than those guys. I'm not saying that, but he's fast, and he can get to a spot quickly and raise up and shoot. And his senior day, and he had it going, and it was like a downhill freight train, and we couldn't get out of the way.
I had another hypothetical for you. If you care to share this, you can tell me, hey, move on. But I know on your Conference USA voting, it's coming up due. I'm doing mine tomorrow. Would he get your Player of the Year vote? I know you can't vote for a Rice guy. That's why we won't figure them in. So who would you vote for?
It was a tough one because he missed those games.
That's true, yeah.
Had he not missed the games, he would have got my vote. My vote went to Tyler Perry for North Texas. Without him, they're just a whole different team. And UAB played without Jordan, and they still hung in there, and won some. I think without Tyler, North Texas would be a different group. He is something. And so I gave a vote. It was close. There was a lot of thought that went into it, though, especially with Jordan Walker just put 30 whatever on us on Thursday night. It was certainly no disrespect to him. He's awesome. But I just think the games missed was the difference.
So we're going to go down memory lane, so to speak, here in a little bit. But one question I've been meaning to get to is like, hey, if I don't ask it this last show, I won't ask it. There's been talk around college basketball that they could reduce the shot clock even more. And this has no bearing on your style, really, because, you're more up-tempo. But what are your overall thoughts on that, and is that even close from what you hear? Is that more of you get updated in the offseason, obviously, about that?
Yeah, that'll be more stuff that's probably discussed at the Final Four and those types of meetings, and we'll be asked to vote on or get our opinions on. That's the first I've heard it from that it might go down to, 24?
I think, they wanted to make it congruent or...
Well, like you said, the good news for us is we won't have to adjust much. I was actually talking about this with Coach Howell this morning, and we were watching film and going over our team and, how to get ready for Thursday and how to help the guys and where can we be better. And I said, we're talking about we don't have a whole lot of end of shot clock possessions. And so we kind of, we generate that kind of first quick available one, or, we get to our second or third option, and by then it's usually up and out. But if that's what they do, we'll play faster and shoot quicker.
All right, Coach, hang on. We got Van coming up. Is Van done with his grub? I guess he's coming up next.
He's coming up either way, whether he's done eating or not. He can bring up his plate if he has to. We got Alam here. We got Cam here. Look at these guys supporting Van Green tonight, isn't this? That's
Cam
high
knows
level.
what's up. That's I don't
think there's anything to do with the free food. I think it's all for Van. It's all for Van.
Cam's made all 7 shows now, I think.
Did he get some kind of award for that, a free dessert or something? Cam, you get a free dessert for making every show or something? I don't know.
Give the man a dessert. Come on. Stay tuned. More coming up here. We'll have the marvelous Van Green coming up next year. This is the Scott Pera Show live from Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage from Learfield.
Come experience the Scott Pera Show, live at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage every Monday at 7 o'clock at the new Greenway location. Enjoy made-from-scratch recipes, giant margaritas, and weekend brunch featuring penny mimosas. Come by for happy hour Monday through Friday, and be sure to sign up for Valencia's Rewards to earn $5 for every $50 spent. Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage, from the original family behind Cyclone Anias, and home of the Scott Pera Show.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great. When your next construction project needs to be on time and on budget, it's time to hire IBEW electricians. Learn more at IBEW716.net.
DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites is the preferred hotel for anybody visiting the medical center, the museum district, or Rice University. We offer the largest suites in the medical center, complete with full kitchens, and our full-service restaurant and outdoor pool will make your stay complete. We look forward to having you experience the DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites soon. And if you need a group rate or 10 or more rooms, don't forget to call 713-528-7744. That's 713-528-7744.
Houston, we have a cocktail. All Hands Canned Cocktails are made with 6 times distilled craft vodka at a sturdy 10% ABV to ensure you never have to sacrifice the quality of your provisions. Now available in 6 natural flavors, including raspberry lemonade, ruby red grapefruit, cherry limeade, cranberry and vodka soda, and vodka tonic classics. Follow the adventure on Instagram at @DrinkAllHands and try these bar-strength cocktails for yourself at the next game. All Hands, damn fine cocktails. Proud sponsor of Rice Athletics.
Howdy Homemade Ice Cream is here. Howdy is an ice cream shop in Katy, Texas that makes ice cream in-house and has a unique mission to employ individuals that are differently abled. Stop by and enjoy some ice cream. With every scoop you buy, you help support employment for special needs. Coming to Rice Athletics venues in the fall.
Welcome Welcome back to the Scott Pera Show. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. Welcome back. Next couple segments, we have the one and the only best for last on the staff, right? We have the one and only Van Green. How are you doing, sir?
Good, man. Thank you for having me.
Been looking forward to this one all season.
Always a pleasure. Always
contract
a pleasure.
negotiations we got together.
Yeah, he's been bugging me about when's Van coming. I'm trying to give you, let you be with your newborn and try to give you spend time with your wife. And so I figured after 7 weeks out now, we could get you on here and just won't be too mad at me.
It's nice. I can't promise that, but it's nice to be here. But if she comes looking for you, she has your number. So
she does.
Yeah, we'll make it quick because you do have new baby Elliot to get back to. So what's that been like here earlier this season, juggling coaching right as season got cranked up, right?
Absolutely. It was November 22nd, right after the MTE. So I think I left the game and went straight to the hospital. But it's been phenomenal. Everyone said you will get no sleep. That is completely accurate. It's very challenging, very rewarding, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. So it's been a pleasure.
I'm just happy I finally got to meet him recently. But the first meeting, Elliot was not real thrilled to see me. But since then, been nothing but smiles. I think he's getting used to me.
Yeah.
He heard about you.
Yeah. He hears a lot of Coach Pera's name in the house. So.
No wonder he frowned at me when he saw me first time.
Your take on this season, Van, how the last two obviously were tough. I know you wanted a happier homecoming, but just this recent stretch and the upcoming games you got going too. You still got some season left.
For sure. I think the biggest thing, the season is long. You definitely want to play the right way. We do a lot of analytics, probably more so than Coach Pera cares to know. But it always tells us, are we taking the right shots? And most of the time, we are taking the right shots. For whatever reason, sometimes the shots don't go in. So as long as you're doing the right thing, playing the right way, giving yourselves an opportunity, sometimes the shot go in, sometimes the shots don't.
I forgot to ask you about Charlotte.
Yep, same thing. We had a better percentage.
I knew it.
Yep.
We got good shots.
So we basically have like analytics where it says if we play that game 100 times, what percentage do we win those games?
Really?
So, yeah, a lot of times, we're taking the right shots. Sometimes they just don't fall. So, the season is up and down. It's some good times, some bad times, but you just keep plucking away, keep doing the right thing, and hopefully things go in your favor.
So, I know, this road trip, even though we lost it, Birmingham is his favorite one of the year. And this year was extra special because it's the first time his mom got to meet his son. So I know, and I think is she watching tonight?
She didn't text me back. So
I hope Miss Green is watching tonight. I'm giving her a shout out. At the other game at Western Kentucky, right, we got to spend a little breakfast together, talking scouting, and that made Van nervous. But now
that was unexpected. It wasn't approved. He called me early in the morning. Oh, your mom's out here having breakfast with me. I said I'm on the way. So yeah.
So I know what a great woman, and it's been fun to get to know her. But I was really happy that she got to spend time with her grandson, and that was able to work out with that trip. They were able to come with us. The results for us didn't work out how they wanted to, but for him and his family, I think that was really cool, and that's important too.
So, since we were just in Birmingham, discuss the influence of that, because we might not have Van Green before us now if you didn't grow up there and went through what you went through, then on to Columbia and back here to South Maine.
For sure. Birmingham is definitely my foundation, my family, everything that I learned at 18, growing to New York City, to have my mom, to have my brothers, just kind of instill so many things inside of me. I'm not who I am, like you said, without Birmingham. And I had no idea what I was doing moving to New York City. It was the best thing for me as well, but they definitely gave me a foundation that I always can kind of go back to. So I would like to think I'm a better man because of it, despite what Coach P may say when I'm not around. But no, it was good.
We joke a lot about Birmingham and Birmingham and where he's from, but I know I've gotten to actually I always try and get my long walks in these cities and towns that we always play in, and Birmingham has actually become one of my favorite. We actually we stayed at two different places now.
Yep.
Well, three really, because the league tournament used to be there. So we stayed out a little bit, but then we also stayed downtown a couple times. I got to walk downtown. There's a lot of history in downtown Birmingham. There's a lot of the monuments and placards up that you can read. And so I read a lot about the history of that stuff. And now we stay a lot closer to the UAB's campus, so you get to walk the campus, which is beautiful. So no, I mess with him a lot, but I've actually got to enjoy it.
What he doesn't know is it could be in his retirement plan somewhere down the line. Scott Pera in Birmingham, Alabama. We'll keep everyone posted. But
We'll talk off the air on that one. Don't go to Vegas and bet on that, whatever you do.
We'll be going there a lot more with the new conference.
Yeah.
JP, I know who to call to get it done. So
Yeah.
I'm not worried. I know who to call.
She's not going to Birmingham either.
Yeah. We know who the boss is in the house. We all know that. We all know that.
Man.
All right, stay tuned. More coming with Coach Green. Another segment with him. Stay tuned. Back at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. More of the Scott Pera Show here from Learfield.
DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites is the preferred hotel for anybody visiting the Medical Center, the Museum District, or Rice University. We offer the largest suites in the Medical Center, complete with full kitchens, and our full-service restaurant and outdoor pool will make your stay complete. We look forward to having you experience the DoubleTree by Hilton Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites soon. And if you need a group rate or 10 or more rooms, don't forget to call 713-528-7744. That's 713-528-7744.
Owls fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. So whether you're an athlete or not, the Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit any of our 40-plus Houston area locations or thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rice University Athletics.
Come experience the Scott Pera Show, live at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage every Monday at 7 o'clock at the new Greenway location. Enjoy made-from-scratch recipes, giant margaritas, and weekend brunch featuring penny mimosas. Come by for happy hour Monday through Friday, and be sure to sign up for Valencia's Rewards to earn $5 for every $50 spent. Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage, from the original family behind Cyclone Anayas, and home of the Scott Pera Show.
From the first pitch to the final out. And the Ole Miss Rebels are your national champions. We've got your college baseball fix.
Dial in for the latest news and nuggets about the dudes on the diamond from the boys who know it best.
Take a trip around the bases with us, Kyle Schasberger, David Kahn, and Michael Serber as we journey toward Omaha.
We've got the inside scoop, even on raccoons.
My redneck took over, and I just reached down and grabbed it.
Climb aboard by searching College Sports Now.
Live from Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage, this is the Scott Pera Show.
It's our final edition of the season. We don't discourage clapping. Clap if you want. We don't mind. Appreciate Vienna and the family out here coming out, seeing us off here for our final edition. Thank you, ma'am. You're awesome. Go Fighting Irish, right? In football, at least, yeah. Appreciate you all for coming out each week as well. Wouldn't have a show without the people that come out and are out there in the audience. More with twice as nice, so he gets twice the amount of segments than the other assistant coaches. The one and only Van Green.
Now you're getting me in trouble. So let's review some things that people that are watching and are listening year to year or whatever may not know, and that is I did coach Van, right? Van played his grad year at Rice as a fifth-year player after playing at Columbia. We got him here. That was our Coach Roach's first year as a head coach, and my first year as the assistant. And so he has a perspective of playing for me, kind of, even though I was the assistant, and now working beside me, and for 6 years, finishing up 6 years, which is hard to believe. But two different total perspectives, which helps though. It helps with everything, with how he deals with the guys, how he can explain things to them, and I'll let him talk about some of that, but give the perspective on that, Van.
For sure. It's amazing that, I kind of have that perspective. Not a lot of people coming in coaching-wise can say they played for the head coach. So playing for Coach Pera, you think all coaches are kind of crazy out of their mind. But Coach P, he was just so fiery and so passionate, especially on the defensive side. So he kind of held all of us accountable. And look, he had me over to the house all the time. I mean, we'd go get lunch. We would always spend time together. Obviously, it took it up another level when I became a graduate assistant. But to be able to say, look, I know he's hard on you guys. I know sometimes you don't always understand. But I'm on the other side now. There's a reason behind that fire, that passion, and just that accountability.
All I know is that in 10 years or whenever I'm done with all this and he's a head coach, he's buying lunch.
We'll see.
He'll definitely be the big money man. But speaking of that, basketball coaching doesn't define you. You've always told me in the past, and we've talked about other seasons, you want to be a leader of young men. So speak about that aspect and what drives you there.
For sure. It's a lot of things that I try to do. Every Monday morning I lead a group of 12 guys. Some are older, some are younger, just trying to help, prepare the next generation for what's coming ahead. The guys, always work with them. I'm the guy that's talking about the relationships, or, hey, coach, I'm struggling in school. I miss my parents, things like that. So I'm happy to be there for them in that capacity. Long term, I will continue to be there for the guys, hopefully start a nonprofit that can help people, inner city kids, try to just get a better life. Whether that's understanding money, learning how to build their credit, creating passive income, things like that. So I'm always trying to, reach out in different ways, just try to be available to some capacity for others. So, basketball is something that I love, something that I enjoy, but it's not at all, who I am at the end of the day. It's just something that I do.
And he knows, coming from me, that I love that about him. I don't try and tell him not to do any of that stuff or to focus more on because I know he's focused on what he needs to be focused on to help us. But all that other stuff is helping us, and helping our kids, and as well as helping other kids in the community as well, which is, what more could you ask for? And I love that in Van. I love, that he has all that kind of versatility / flexibility in his life. Some coaches are just so straight line, laser focused on basketball. Sometimes they don't see all the other things that are going on. That's one of the great things I loved about, my journeys. At least I got to teach 6th grade. I got to teach juniors in high school. I got to be a PE teacher. I got to be an athletic director. So many different ways and hats and people that you meet that make it all worth it.
Who is that person to you? Who influenced you maybe at a couple different stops?
It's funny. So I told my mom this all the time. I think that when you are working towards something, trying to achieve something, a lot of times there's going to be people along the way to help you. People are always willing someone that's willing to help themselves. So from high school, I had so many mentors, from Mr. Fuquay to Dr. Phil Hours, my principal, Dr. Parker, to my AAU coach, Coach Bell. I went to college, met a completely different set of guys that kind of helped build me up. Professors along the way. You get down to Rice, Coach Pera, Coach Rhodes, now Adam Peaks, Bobby Tudor, Steve Trauber. I mean, it's just so many people that have really helped kind of make me the man that I am. Look, it all stemmed from my mom. She really was kind of that anchor, the one that kind of helped me and molded me in that direction. To continue that now with my wife, she just can see certain things that I just can't see. Of course. She gives me balance that I've never had before. So it really, I get it. It takes a village to help someone become the person that they are, and I've seen it now more so with my son. But there's so many people that have played a part. I couldn't just say 2 or 3. But no, it's been a lot of mentors and a lot of people that just took time to invest in me, and I'm grateful for that.
Can we expand our technology next year? We have Collins. Miss Green could be on from Birmingham. We could have her on the show as well.
Walter,
can we do that next year? What's our technology capabilities here?
We'll see if it's in the budget, Coach. If you don't mind. We'll see if it's in the budget. Let's talk some ball here to close out. The rest of the got 2 huge ones obviously coming up, and hopefully long tournament and postseason. So what do you got to do here? What are the keys down the stretch as you see things?
I think the biggest thing, you want to continue to get better. Going into March, you want to see that the team is continuing to grow together, continue to get better defensively, taking the right shots, etc. We have a talented FAU team coming in. I do think we play the right way. We'll give ourselves a chance. Obviously, we've had success against the team we play on Saturday in FIU. So we want to try to simulate that again as much as we can. But I think if our guys show up, we're in the right headspace, I think we can play with the best of anybody in this league. So hopefully we can get the guys to come together, leave it all out there, and at the end of the day, leave with no regrets. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, you've shown that already.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When's the last time you dunked a basketball? I haven't gotten that update.
Man, it's funny. So I go in the gym now, and when you're younger, you want to shoot around and jump all the time and dunk. As I get older, it's just not as important anymore.
I can't remember.
It's been a while.
Last year you did every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then, but now you get married, have a kid.
Since you had a kid, I don't think you zero dunks.
You're tired. It's just, the guys laugh at me, like calling me old and things like that, but it's just not as important anymore. I know I still can dunk. That's the only thing that matters.
Okay.
So, yeah.
On a 10-foot rim.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not questioning. He definitely can.
Okay.
JP, tomorrow, I got you. I might do it, record, and just send it to you.
Send
just
me
so you know.
video.
I got you.
I guess Dr. J just had a birthday, but up until he was like 60, every day on his birthday, he would do that.
Well, do you see that Marcus Johnson still does it?
Really?
Marcus Johnson in L.A., I just saw the post the other day. He might be 70.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't know. I might be misspeaking. Maybe he's 65.
All right,
anyway,
man.
he had his son there, 10-foot rim, boom, and he dunked it. He does it every year on his birthday. He was a great player, too.
There's a challenge for you, Van.
No, absolutely. I'm all for it. I told you
He's
until I'm at
6'7",
least.
no, he's 6'7".
Listen, I told you until I'm at least 40, I'll be able to dunk. So I'm going to hold true to that. We'll see.
Okay. And you got a long time before that. So.
Yeah. Coming faster than you know it, man.
Amen.
We'll see.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
Thank you very
man.
much. Get
Always.
back to baby E and mama there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate the one and the only marvelous Van Green for joining us here. Rice House assistant coach. Stay tuned. A couple more segments with Coach coming up. Stay tuned as we look back here on this tenure with Coach Pera. This is the Scott Pera Show live from Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage from Learfield.
Howdy Homemade Ice Cream is here. Howdy is an ice cream shop in Katy, Texas that makes ice cream in-house and has a unique mission to employ individuals that are differently abled. Stop by and enjoy some ice cream. With every scoop you buy, you help support employment for special needs. Coming to Rice Athletics venues in the fall.
Come experience the Scott Pera Show, live at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage every Monday at 7 o'clock at the new Greenway location. Enjoy made-from-scratch recipes, giant margaritas, and weekend brunch featuring penny mimosas. Come by for happy hour Monday through Friday, and be sure to sign up for Valencia's Rewards to earn $5 for every $50 spent. Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage, from the original family behind Cyclone Anaya's, and home of the Scott Pera Show.
Hey, it's JP here to tell you that, yes, there's more Rice Owls content out there for you to consume. Subscribe and download the official podcast of Rice Athletics, Rice Owls Insider. Rice Owls Insider provides a unique new look at a variety of head coaches, players, and other integral voices inside the Rice Athletics department. Plus, you can find archive coaches shows as well. For the best in Rice Owls content, subscribe to Rice Owls Insider, the official podcast of Rice Athletics. Available on Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
The true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with life-altering diagnoses. Team Impact pairs these kids with college athletic teams as part of a 2-year program, getting them off the sideline and into the game. The collegiate student athletes gain a new teammate, a new friend, and a new perspective. For more information, visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact, all in, all together.
You've been listening to the Scott Pera Show. Now let's rejoin JP Heath.
Yes, 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 you know it. Let's hit the mama cam there so all mamas can watch in there with Coach P and Coach Green that was just on. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Our penultimate segment here, the final show. Remember Rice and FIU and FAU coming up. We'll talk about that coming up in the next segment. But a little bit of look back, reminiscing, if you will, Coach, as we're winding down. Hopefully still a lot more games left in Season 6. So I had a few things jotted down, but I understand you want to...
Well, go ahead. You can start, and I'll throw in a little trivia question here.
Well, just the overall program growth. And we talked a little bit about this last week, I guess, when you got win number 17, but just you've equaled or surpassed win totals in each one. I know joke with Coach Bloomgren when we have his show. He's like, well, I didn't think it would be this hard, or didn't want it to be this incremental, but that's how it is sometimes. So your thought over these last 6 years as you kind of look a little bit back there.
Yeah, no, it looked at something I'm very proud of. I mean, that's not easy to do, especially when you're talking 6 years. 3 years is one thing, 4 is another. You start going to 6 and you keep increasing win totals. Yeah, one thing it says is you started at a low number, which we did. Granted, that first year was rough. But then, we jumped it up 6 there to the second year to get 13, and then we've slowly grown it. And, like you said, hopefully this one ends up, with a higher fence to jump over next year, right? As we keep increasing it. But the other part of that, JP, that is so important, for the fans listening and the fans watching and the fans that follow us, and is that not only does the program continue to show progress, but it's in great shape in terms of what it looks like moving forward. Both things are important. It'd be one thing if we, end up with whatever number we end up this year, but lost 5 starters, right? I mean, then you're like, okay, where are you going to go from there, and how do you build it back up? Well, that's not the case. We're going to hopefully get to a good number this year, and next year we have a very talented team coming back with talented freshmen coming in, with maybe a few 1 or 2 additions more in the spring to keep getting better. And that's the key. And as you enter this new league, you're going to have to keep getting better. But there's a lot of things that I'm proud of that we've done, and there's a lot of things I'm looking forward to doing in the future.
What do you think the biggest win? I guess it's not fair to ask one. I have obviously a few of my favorites. What are this season and the seasons, I guess, a couple others?
Well, what's it? Recency bias, right?
Of course.
Winning in North Texas was a great win. Just because of how good they've been the last 4 years, right? They've been really, really good. And their home record has to be one of the best around as well. And to do it the way we did it, kind of with defense, and to close it out with over a 12-point win or 10-point win, whatever it was, that one probably is way up there. UAB last year at home, and they ended up winning 27 games and going to the NCAA tournament. That beating those guys, is good. And look, they have all those guys back this year. You know how good they are this year, and to beat them was, that's 1B. If beating North Texas is 1A.
UTEP's in there for me too, as far as this year. That's just the way you did it, though.
Yeah, of course. Look, there's been a couple of UTEP games that have been incredible
at their
wins.
place, and
the
buzzer beater.
And how about the one a couple of years ago? We were down 20 at the half. I mean, that's another one. There's been a bunch, and sweeping Western Kentucky. What a great thing to do with that one. So there's been a lot of memorable. Beating East Carolina, right? A future AAC foe, beating them in the Bahamas. That was a good win. So there's a lot of fun ones, and so leading on to that, let me ask you
go ahead.
a trivia question.
Okay.
And I believe my answer is accurate. In my 5+ years, almost 6, we have had 3 buzzer-beating wins.
Mm-hmm.
Can you name them?
Travis.
Easy.
This year.
Yep.
ACO at FAU.
Correct.
Remember that? That was number 2 on SportsCenter that night.
Yep.
And, the other one that came to mind was Max Gersey, but that was way before you. I guess that was your first year.
Yep.
Assistant coach, right?
Yep. But that does not count.
As a head coach. Man, buzzer beaters. Got to remember the buzzer beaters.
And it was an unbelievable game. But I'm not sure you were there.
Okay, then. Maybe that's might be.
And that's a clue.
The Miss Northwestern this year. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Peyton Moore at Santa Barbara.
Oh, yeah. 24-point comeback.
Yes.
And
were you there?
That was football. That was a November one.
That's right. I didn't think you were there.
Yeah, so that he floater in the lane. I remember seeing the replay.
Unbelievable shot.
Yeah, in his own backyard,
yes, right? Great. That's a great win. I didn't say that in the list because I knew it was part of my trivia. That one's way up there because look how good they've been, and how good they were that year, the next year, how good they are this year. Yeah, Peyton's buzzer beater on that 24-point comeback was amazing.
Individual accomplishments. He had Quincy this year getting the all-time record from the aforementioned ACO. We just talked about Max and his 1,000th point. I guess Travis has gone over 1,000 combined points at both stops.
And just at Rice.
Yeah.
So we had 3 guys go over 1,000 points this year. We've got Max doing with what you just said with the numbers, 1,850, 350?
1,800 and 350.
Yeah. And growing. We've had Makai's at 4, right? Freshman of the weeks, I'm pretty sure he'll be on the all-freshman team, and it's going to be a tight one for freshman of the year with Arturo Dean from FIU.
Don't you worry, Coach. I get a vote. So
okay, good. Well, because we can't vote for our own guy. So
I can.
You can't.
Yeah.
Good. Well, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
That one's
listening to him here?
That one's going to be close, really close. As deservedly so. He's a terrific player, Arturo. As Makai's had a great year as well. And Quincy and Max, player of the weeks, and so we've had a lot of things. We have that little board in our locker room, all the records that have been set and all the accomplishments the guys have done just in my 5+ years there. And there's going to be a lot of letters and numbers added after this year, which the guys love. It's really cool to see that really fill out now as we go down the list. And there's going to be a lot more, too. I mean, Max said it's going to make all academic, I'm sure, again. Some all-league possibilities, right? You got to believe with Quincy and Max. We've got a lot of things going on that are positive, and hopefully, this season ends on a big positive, and that's all we're focused on and looking forward to.
And even Max, I saw in Tim's notes last week, Max has a chance, all-time field goal percentage leader and single season. He's hitting over 70% of his shots. I guess, number 2, number 3 in the country. So
yeah, I told you.
Had that one.
Yeah, and it depends. It's like going to be if those 3 all come back. If Quincy comes back too, I mean, imagine what the record book's going to look like by the time those 3 guys leave. That'll be a lot of numbers that those 3 kids have put up, and that'll be great. The other thing we didn't touch on is conference tournament wins, right? Back-to-back years with conference tournament wins. The big win over Marshall is also somewhere in my top 5 or 10 wins when we beat them in the conference tournament as well.
2 years ago, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a great one. They were a really good team. They were favored to win that game, obviously, and we beat them and played 3 games in 3 days that night, lost to UAB and led that game for, I believe, 30 to 35 minutes, I think, till they got us at the end. So that was a fun run as well at the end of that year.
How about those dynamics? It's something we don't have shows during the conference tournament, so I've never thought to ask you this, but they did not. I don't have any payola coming. I highly encourage folks to go up there to Frisco because I know you see it from a different angle, but you got 2 games going on at once, and it's got a really good buzz to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Then the other part of it is kind of the area around it now is really built up.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fun, right? If you love college basketball, you're getting the men's and women's tournament at the same time for 4 straight days at one spot with all the restaurants, bars, and hotels within walking distance. So, yeah, it's been good. We've had some success there. This is the last time we're going there and doing this in this league, and so we want to go there playing our best basketball and have some more success, that's for sure.
All right, I have some other surprise. You surprised me. I've got a few surprise questions for you.
All right,
ready?
I'm ready.
And this is, I had some other questions that we talked about in past years. I was like, no, I want to get stuff I really either didn't remember asking or.
Hope I can remember the answers.
So what's the last show you binged? I know probably during the season you're all film and all ball, obviously, but do you have a last show or two, Netflix, Hulu? Or...
Right now, full swing.
Okay. I'm not checked it out yet.
Yeah,
okay.
The PGA golf, they did it. Netflix followed around the PGA Tour last year, and I think the first season's 8 episodes. I'm through 4 of them, and maybe tonight I'll get through 5. If my wife was watching, she'd laugh because she knows I love it. It's just really good. It's really good. They did the first one. They focused on Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth and their relationship, which was really cool. They focused on kind of a guy that's not a top 50 player on one, and that was really cool. And then Matthew Fitzpatrick on another one, the live thing on another one. It is tremendous.
Off season, we need to get some par 3. I'm more of a par 3 guy.
Yes,
in my game. Let's do it.
We can go. I told you we can go out to the East River 9, that new par 3 on the other side. We'll play out there.
Bob's left. He's got some clubs too.
There you go.
I'm a par 3. That's more my speed, Coach.
No,
I can't.
I understand.
Okay. Anyway, so there you go. Have you ever? Ironically, you're clean shaven now, and I've let it grow. I didn't shave this morning as I planned. Have you ever had a beard and/or a mustache? Like younger? Did you ever let the hair go wild, or do we have any picture proof of this?
I do have a picture of me with a beard. Definitely during COVID. My wife.
That's right.
I
remember that.
I did grow one then. My wife did not like it. My daughters got annoyed with it, so eventually I fought them off for a while. But I'll find you a picture off the air here and I'll show it to you. But yeah, I got some beard pictures.
I'd forgotten that one. I remember the pictures though because we did all the Zooms and whatnot. We did some podcasts there over the pandemic. What was the first pet you had?
A dog? No, a dog named Penny. Okay. Growing up in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
All right.
So that
what kind of dog was it?
That's a good question.
Just a mutt?
Little black, little mutt. But yeah, I remember Penny. I was little. I was probably 5, 6. Used to bark like crazy at the mailman as he walked by.
Okay.
I know that, but I don't know how much. I don't remember much about Penny.
No pets around the Pera household?
No, there's a lot of discussion of pets around the Pera household.
Here we go.
The discussion is, my daughters and wife want a cat. I say no problem. Get a cat anytime you want. The next day there'll be a dog. So there's never been a cat.
Equal fire, yeah.
Look, go get a cat. It's fine. But I'm going to have a golden retriever, a golden lab waiting the next day if they ever do that. So I'm not opposed.
Okay. Like the binge question, I think your favorite movie is Rudy, right?
Yeah, Rudy. Rudy's hard to beat.
So what's your favorite non-sports movie? I thought I knew the answer to this one. I didn't know if we shared this in common. I might have asked you this.
Shawshank Redemption.
There you go. That's mine.
And my wife would have said that immediately. I think I'd probably watch it 50 times. Between the two of us, we could probably reenact it.
Oh, I love it.
I'm a big Remember the Titans fan, too, up there with Rudy and Hoosiers. Those are good ones.
Okay. Good Will Hunting is another.
Yeah, that's a good, excellent movie.
Let's see.
I got a good story on Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Okay. You like apples.
So I know I've got a relationship with Sonny Vaccaro in my time in Los Angeles. I think I've told you that in the past.
Yeah.
Well, the new movie is coming out, I believe, in April, called Air, I believe. Mm-hmm. It's about the signing of Jordan to Nike, and Sonny was with Phil Knight. They're the ones who did it. And Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are starring as Phil Knight and Sonny Vaccaro in that movie in April. So I'm obviously excited to see that, and then to call Sonny and say how much of that was actually, really they did. They could consulted with them. The story I heard was when they were doing the 30 for 30 on Sonny, all the left out footage. There was a production hand sitting around, kind of taking notes, and took all this footage, and wrote a screenplay. And Ben Affleck and Matt Damon bought it, and that's how they made the movie. I think that's true.
I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, me neither.
It's rodeo. This is from the gallery. I was thinking of other questions, and I'm a small town guy, as I think you know. I've been to a few rodeos in my day, but I've never actually been to the Houston rodeo. I'm ashamed to say. You have any rodeo experience or any favorite activities?
Yes.
Cowboy country in Hershey or?
Okay. When you're growing up in Hershey, no. Although there were a lot of fields and cows around, I was not out near them. But I do have a favorite event at the rodeo, which is the event that kicks off the rodeo each year called Uncorked. And it's the food and wine event next to NRG. The Sunday before the rodeo, we just went last Sunday. My wife and I have got a table for 10, and we absolutely love it. We eat way too much good food, and I maybe have a little bit of red wine too.
Okay, we'll allow that.
Thanks.
I guess that's it. So, I thought that was fun.
Okay, yeah. Always fun. And the other thing you kind of want to, I just want to talk about if we have a minute or two.
Of course.
Is you're kind of winding down, and you got Ben and Reed and Jake and Quincy on Saturday, being honored. And that's, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, especially for all Quincy's accomplished here. We have no idea what the future holds with him, whether he's going to come back or not. But regardless, he deserves his day in the sun. And we certainly hope we can get a big crowd out there, Saturday afternoon at 2:00 to honor those 4 kids. 3 of them been through it for 4 years, and Jake for 3 when he transferred from the junior college. So it's going to be an emotional day for them and for me. Very tight with those guys, and have tremendous respect for all they've done. But I'm hoping we can get a good student section, get the students out there and get a good crowd for those guys on Saturday.
And we'll talk specifically FAU, FIU coming up next, wrapping up our final segment, our final show here. The Scott Pera Show continues right after this from Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage from Learfield.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great, and we want you to join us. Excellent training, fantastic benefits in retirement, and 0 student loan debt. Build a better career. To find out more, visit IBEW716.net.
Howdy Homemade Ice Cream is here. Howdy is an ice cream shop in Katy, Texas that makes ice cream in-house and has a unique mission to employ individuals that are differently abled. Stop by and enjoy some ice cream. With every scoop you buy, you help support employment for special needs. Coming to Rice Athletics venues in the fall.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
A college basketball podcast for fans, by fans. Hey, this is Stephen Hartzell, host of College Sports Now. Join us throughout the season when we talk hoops with some of the biggest names in the game. Coaches, writers, players, we'll go coast to coast. We'll give you some of the best college basketball content as only we can on CSN. Follow along on Twitter at CS Now Tweets. And don't forget, you can subscribe to College Sports Now wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to the Scott Pera Show. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
App developments.
New segment, maybe, for next year.
Yeah,
we're going to try something.
Coach is already planning next year's shows, which I love the optimism. And Omar's wondering while we're staring at him. But I felt very high class there. I was like, we need some tres leches. One of our nice students here requested that Coach try the tres leches on air. So I think hopefully we'll get that here in the next few minutes, and we are paying for it too. But so in the meantime, pre-tres leches talk, you got FAU, FIU. You mentioned some about Senior Day. FIU, obviously, Jeremy Ballard, very up-tempo team. It's going to be a really back-and-forth game. But Dusty May bringing his FAU Owls coming in as far as 1 through 10 or 15 in their rotation. That's and obviously they've clinched the regular season title. There's a reason for that. What he's done at that program has been pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and talk about up-tempo. I mean, they're going to play fast, too. They got a lot of really good guards, and they just keep coming at you. We had real trouble guarding them at their place, but you look at the scores, a lot of people have trouble guarding them. I think they just put up 106 the other night. They got in the mid-70s against UTEP, and UTEP tries to slow it down and keep it in the 60s. And FAU can really score. And you nailed it. They're really deep, and they just bring a lot of guys at you. And then the big Golden, really good post player as well. He's a load and tough to deal with too. So they've got a lot of ways to hurt you.
It's a night game coming up, 7 o'clock Thursday night. And then on Saturday against FIU, you got the Panthers. Jeremy Ballard just run, try to press you all over the court. Huh?
Yeah. And, you have to be poised. You can't let them speed you up. You can't let one turnover turn into 2 or 3. You gotta get your spots. You gotta be strong with the ball. And then what we like to do against it is be aggressive. And we've been aggressive against it, and we'll continue to be aggressive against it. Hopefully that'll create some shots for us. Holy cow, JP, look at this thing. Are you serious? Put that thing up there. Wow.
That's bigger than my head, and that's saying something.
And it's bigger than the screen, but that's because it's actually bigger than the screen, right?
So
now, so
we need some etiquette here. This is y'all's, right? Coaches having a bite, or what are we doing here? Or are we buying, it's all coaches?
I
didn't know.
Yeah, this is for me to try.
Yeah.
I have not had it on there. I think they gave you a spoon as well, JP. As I'm going to dig in here. Now, what is this? This is the...
Well, tres leches, Coach. 3 milks.
3 milks and cake.
Great radio.
Wow. Great food.
They tell you in radio school, you don't eat on the air.
Well, this is not exactly radio school.
This is true. This is
fly by the seat of your pants. Have some fun. Last show of the year. Why not end it with some cake? Mm-hmm. Right? What a great way to end the year with some cake.
Can you grab the headset? You want to talk about this?
Yeah, promote it. It's really good. Here, come on. Put that. Come on.
No.
Oh, yeah, come on.
You want Omar?
Omar, come on, put it on your...
Omar's out waiting tables.
Put that down. Put your thing down. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Tell me your name again.
Daniel.
Daniel, that's right. All right, Coach was asking, like, what goes into the tres leches. Obviously, my broken Spanish, I know the 3 milks, just the 3 different kinds. But this is massive. This is huge.
Yes, it is. So does the 3 regular, that's a regular whole milk. The other one, what we call like lechera, that's a condensed milk. And then the third one is like carnations.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that's the 3 milks.
Oh, it's very good.
Well, amazing how soft. I mean, obviously, cake is going to be softer, but it just goes right through it.
Right.
I'm about to get a couple more of those.
Right.
No, not really. Not really. Hey, thank y'all for everything
Not a
this
problem,
year.
sir.
We really
Really
appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Thank
It's been
you, guys.
amazing. The staff. Thanks to Vienna. I know Alex isn't here tonight, or around here maybe somewhere, but y'all are the best.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
And thanks
Not
for
a
coming on. We just told you. Hey,
Right. Thank you.
we appreciate it. Thank you. All right, Coach. We're going to eat the rest of it
We're going to have a little more when we go off the air. Yeah.
on air.
No,
or
we're
not?
going to wait till off the air.
Okay.
My mom might yell at me for eating on the air.
Pass the spoon around here. Coach, thanks for everything.
JP, my man, love it. Appreciate you for
Yeah,
everything.
thank
and,
you.
Hopefully we're doing this for many more years. Looking forward to it.
So I've done the math before, so this will be around 410, the number of interviews we've done together.
Wow.
I think. 70 a year.
Wow.
So hopefully a lot more after this, obviously, just guesstimating, of course.
Well,
but
when we start approaching that 500th, that's a big one. Hopefully we get to that.
It's coming. It's
Right.
coming, Coach.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
Thank y'all for coming out,
Thank
Michael.
you. Thanks, everybody.
You're awesome. Michael does all the hard work getting us
thank you.
ready. Thanks to Matt preparing things. Wouldn't be on air without Walter. Upside down, middle of the desert, backwards blindfolded. Walter could get us on air anywhere and everywhere. Thanks to Ashley back at the studio. Hopefully your New York Rangers win sometime soon. But appreciate y'all for coming out as Coach digs into his tres leches. But have a great rest of this night. Go Owls. Rice fight. We'll talk to you. We want you out there Thursday and Saturday. Rice against the FAU and FIU. Have a great night. And this has been the Scott Pera Show from Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage from Learfield. We got some cake to eat.
Rice Sports Network from Learfield. You've been listening to the Scott Pera Show, live at Valencia's Tex-Mex Garage. Tonight's show was brought to you by IBEW Local Union 716, where passion plus skill locks arms with value. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network.